Welcome back to The Call. Home values across America posting their smallest drop in more than 4 years. That's according to a new report by Zillow. Home values fell 0.4% from the first quarter, which comes on the heels of an S&P downgrade of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So the question is this the nail in the coffin for the struggling housing market? Joining us now is Alex Charfen, CEO of the Charfen Institute, and Shari Olefson, real estate attorney at Fowler White Boggs and author of Foreclosure Nation. Shari, ladies first. The downgrade of the U.S., Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, what will it do to the housing market?
Well, one obvious impact anytime the ratings go down is that interest rates may go up. Short term, we're looking at maybe getting some buyers off the fence for that. Long term, I don't know what kind of impact we're really going to have. I mean, rates have been so low for so long. It hasn't impacted housing. I think the biggest issue here is going to be either even further downgrades. You mentioned GSEs and the Federal Home Loan Banks. We may see some downgrades of housing authorities, for example, that have billions of outstanding in debt, and that's going to seriously impact housing. But the biggest issue is still the uncertainty that this creates, and that will be the case until the end of the year. We're going to see home prices drop, home prices and home sales drop, particularly in the high end.
Yeah, and if uncertainty continues to reign, then lenders are less likely to lend. Borrowers don't want to come in. Home prices go down. Alex, do you agree with this scenario, or are we missing something here?
You know, I do. I think that this is actually a scenario where the government's issues have become very tangible for end users, for home buyers. So there is probably going to be even more uncertainty because there's very few consumers who at some point in time in their life have not had a challenge getting credit or getting the best credit available. They understand credit score issues and credit downgrades. I think this actually makes a national issue tangible to the consumer. So I think we're going to see short-term higher uncertainty, possibly a slowdown in sales. But the housing affordability overall is still incredible. And those consumers who do get into the housing market, they simply are not going to get burned at this point.
So if I was someone who wanted to buy a home right now, what should I do, Shari?
Well, prices will go down further, so I would be looking, and I'd be looking to pay 5 to 10% less than what you would normally pay before this situation occurred. I think by the end of the year, we'll begin seeing more certainty from this, particularly from this super committee now of 12, and where those cuts are going to be. We don't know if there will be cuts, particularly in some of the housing programs, the short sale programs and the rental programs that are helping to prop the market up. I mean, essentially, we've got a new board of directors for the country made up of the same guys who got us into this situation in the first place.
And Alex, would you look for areas where the market has been weak, where things are still strong? I mean, Miami, I keep hearing, is starting to come back again. Washington never was weak. It's been strong all along. I mean, do you, all real estate's local, but how do you play this market?
You know, the reality is 5 to 10% is a good discount. But today, given the amount of short sales and REO product in most markets, consumers can get a discount of 15, 20% almost any day. So there are deals out there, and in some markets, like you mentioned, Miami is coming back strong. Arizona, there's areas of Arizona where they are in a product deficit. They actually don't have enough homes to sell. Same with some areas of Southern California. So real estate's local. In some areas, the market's actually going up. That's why we saw such almost an imperceptible decrease in pricing. It looks like we're getting towards the bottom. Even if we lose 5%, if interest rates go up, the average consumer who buys today is going to do better on a financed home than they would if they wait.
So, Shari, it feels like everything has been tried to help the housing market. Is there anything still that can be done to try to counteract the negative impact of the downgrades?
Well, the answer, we worked through the modifications, and we've seen that really doesn't help. You can't make a home be affordable. But the short sale programs that were reworked in June are going to be sort of the answer for the coming year, along with a lot of rental assistance programs so that folks who lose their home can actually stay there and rent, and we don't have more inventory being added. But the real values in the coming months are going to be in the higher end homes, because that segment has actually been doing very well as the market was doing well. Now that the market is not doing well, who the heck is going to be buying a home in that segment?
Yeah.
Very good point. To both of you, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. A quick break, and then we'll talk about mutual funds and hedge funds.